Okay, so this is a quick install on my 2007 Honda Civic Si Sedan FA5. Got the bumper off. What I'm going to do today is install a set of Hella Supertones. These are left over from my old 2004 Subaru WRX STI. I didn't find any good walkthroughs, so I decided to just make one on my own and put it up. So the first thing you gotta do is take the bumper off, obviously, and then right here underneath the crash bar is your horn, and you just have to unplug this harness, and you put that aside. You're gonna need that later. And it's got two bolts, one, and then there's another one down here, right there. See? So you gotta take this guy off so you can get to this guy. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these guys off, and then I'll be right back when it's removed. All right. Okay, so now that I took that guy off, now I can get to this guy. And there's a reason why I'm going to take off this bracket, because it relates to where I'm going to mount the both horns on the car. I didn't want to drill anywhere into the frame or anything. Another guy saw I put him somewhere on the crash bar. I didn't really like that option. Okay, so now this guy's out. And so, looking around, there's right here, there's a nice little tab. And so if you have right here, it's going to fit perfectly in there. So let me go ahead and see if I can mock it up and see how it's going to work. So there it is, all mocked up. It fit really nice, and it's tucked in under right next to this resonator, so it shouldn't interfere with the bumper because it's behind the crash bar. And it's pretty close to the stock horn location. So I'm going to put on the other side, there's the exact same tab. So it should be symmetrical too. So I'm gonna go over here. One more thing I want to point out is I'm using this point as my ground. The horn wire only has one. The horn wire only has one cable coming out of it, so it's grounded to the chassis. So make sure when you install it, you have a cable here. And I use this other one to point it out. It's got two ports for the contact. So one's the ground and one's the hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's see if I can get in there. Install this guy by putting the bottom one. Now go ahead and install the other horn, and I'll run the wires. Okay guys, I'm back. So did a little bit of wiring here. So what I did is I tapped into the horn wire right here with one of these type of splice type connectors. I prefer the ones that they're called a T connector, because you splice into it and then it's got a T where you can plug one of these guys into. But I ran out, so I had to use one of these. So all I did was just ran a little piece of wire right here, and I'm going to tape this up better. But the other thing I did is I covered up the connector, the horn connector, with some painter's tape, so that way it doesn't get all full of junk. I'm going to tape that up a little better too, but just for now, so that way a bunch of grit and grime doesn't get in there if I never need to use this connector again. So anyway, I have this T coming off, so whenever you hit the horn, it'll get a 12 volts, and that goes into this guy right here. So this guy right here it's going to go like this. We're going to fish it out all the way to the other side, and that connector goes in the back, and it runs here to this Y. So I basically just ran two cables in here. I crimped it, and then so this guy will go in here. So I used a different type of, this is a female and a male, so that way it wouldn't get mixed up. And I did it this way, that way the whole thing is removable if I have to. I didn't want to just make it some or I won't be able to take it off in case of emergency. So let's see if I can plug this guy in the back like so. I'm trying to do this with one hand too since I'm holding the camera. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera down so I can hook everything up, and then what I'm gonna do is this guy, I'm gonna fish it through here. I'm gonna fish it all the way down there and right to the other side. So it's gonna come out and go to that guy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the camera down, do all that, and then I'll show you and when I'm done. Alright guys, I'm back. So I went ahead and finished everything up. Everything's hooked up. I taped this up a little more. I like using painter's tape because it sticks to itself pretty well, and it doesn't typically leave that gooey residue that electrical tape does. So anyway, I went ahead and taped up everything. So I taped up the splice, taped these guys up, hooked everything up, I ran it underneath here all the way to the other side. Got a little slack. There's the connectors. So let's go ahead and put my headlights on too. Let's go ahead and put Moment of Truth. Way louder. Way louder. So all I gotta do now is just put the crash bar and the bumper back on, and I'll be having some much louder horns. Alright, well hopefully that helped you guys out. If you have any questions, comment below. Thanks.